gentlemen. Starring Chuck Connors.
Hello? Hello, the house.
Suppose they're up yet, Pa?
Well, let's go find out. Somebody home?
After the younger son, gathering all together, went abroad into a far country, and there wasted his substance by living riotously.
What was that word you just read?
Living riotously.
That's riotously.
What does it mean, Grandpa?
Well, that means, well, it's just one of them fancy words. Never mind.
And joined himself to one of the citizens of that country. And he sent him into his field to feed swine.
That's swine. Like sunshine there, pig.
Oh, swine. And he would fain have filled his belly with...
Just a minute, Woody. Hello, Luke, come on in.
Hi, Mark. Bud.
Hope we're not interrupting.
No, to recess time anyway. I was just teaching Woody a new word. He's that word swine. That was a nice word for a pig, and they started calling human beings swine. Then they ruined the word as far as an indecent pig was concerned. Oh, I bet you came to get your Rihanna. By Jove, I ain't got it finished yet. Give me that Rihanna, will you?
Braden, it's an art, Mr. Fogarty. I can wait.
How'd you learn to make it, Mr. Fogarty?
I learned that when I was guiding General Fremont up in Idaho.
What happened, Grandpa?
What happened? Well, see, it was a mighty drowsy trip across this desert. We had to fight them Oglala and Sioux war parties day after day. It was terrible. And then we come to this real deep canyon. We had to get across or die. We didn't have any way to get across except we'd save back a few green hides. And when it comes to learning to braid rawhide or lose your scalp, man learns to braid rawhide pretty fast, and he never forgets it either.
You get over all right?
Well, I'm here, ain't I? Still got my hair, too.
Mr. Fogarty, we're going into town later. Can we pick up any supplies for you?
No, thanks. All my own supplies. Always have and always will.
All right, maybe we'll see you later then.
Yeah, I'll try and have your Rihanna ready.
Hey, Pa, according to my history book, General Fremont was never even in Idaho.
Mark, a man as old as Grandpa Fogarty, who's pioneered the country so much, he tells a tall tale once in a while. Chances are he's done a lot of brave things he isn't even telling about.
Suppose that's why they keep on moving around so much?
How do you mean?
Well, Woody says that they hardly ever live in one place more than a few months.
Mark, we get along fine with them, just minding our own business. Let's keep it that way, huh?
All right. Good morning.
Bet you'd be a good pal out on a trap line.
Are you all right?
Of course I'm all right. Woody, you come on in here with me. We got to get you a new pair of breeches. Throw you in a rag bag first thing you know. Come on.
Come in, Grandpa.
What can I do for you, Mr. Fogarty?
Pair of breeches for the boy.
We don't see enough of you, Woody. When did you start school?
Oh, I'm not going to school, Miss Millie. I keep pretty busy out at the place.
Well, a new pair of trousers for school, huh, Woody?
Mr. McCain, I mind my own business. Expect my neighbors to do the same.
Simmer down, Mr. Fogarty. School is everybody's business.
How much do you, girl?
That'll be 75 cents. Shall I put it on account?
You don't derail me with no charge account. If I can't pay for it, I don't buy it. Mind my own business, go as I please, and expect my neighbors to do the same. Come on, Woody.
That old Bronco's four square and hard as bedrock.
Just imagine. That poor little fellow never knowing a mother's hand to tuck him in at night, seeing to his prayers. I hope you know how fortunate you are, Mark, to have a proper education.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Poor little Woody, completely ignorant of the finer things in life.
Oh, but he sure can read. Why, you should have heard him read to his pig in the kitchen this morning.
His pig? In the kitchen?
Yes, ma'am. She's smart, that pig.
A pig in the house?
Yeah. Oh, well, Woody's real smart for his age, though.
As the twig is bent, so grows the tree.
Oh, I'd better go pick up the mail. Excuse me, ma'am.
See you later, son.
Lucas, I have to talk to you as a responsible member of this community. How can we permit that child to be raised in a pigsty?
Oh, wait a minute, Mrs. Dalrymple. You can see that Woody is a fine boy.
But he's filthy. Probably doesn't eat right. And he has been missing school.
Now, look, they haven't had a chance to settle down yet. You get...
Lucas, you're head of the town council.
I know I'm
Look,
head of
we
the...
all have to do our best to help that child. Lucas, you as a father should be the first one to realize that.
Mrs.
Marshal Torrance. Marshal, something has to be done about that poor little Fogarty youngster.
I don't know. He seems like a normal boy to me, just dirty, hungry, and curious.
Before that boy is absolutely ruined, he must be placed in a proper foster home.
Grandpa wants to be left alone. I know.
Then he must be made to understand it's for the boy's own good.
Maybe just until he gets his place fixed up and livable.
Mrs. Dalrymple, you don't know Mr. Fogarty. You better let him figure this out by himself.
Lucas, now is your chance to help another boy. Just as you would want Mark helped if he were in need.
Grandpa Fogarty's not too far out from the time every man was his own law.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it, gentlemen. I'll do my duty, and I expect you to do yours.
I know how you must feel, Lucas, but what if it were Mark?
Hey, Grandpa, it's Mr. McCain and Mr. Torrance.
Go rustle out some kindling wood. Well, come on in. You're steaming like an express train. What's ailing you? See, if you come out to offer me a deputy job, you just wasted your ride.
Is that so?
Yes, sir. You know, I stopped packing a badge when Woody was orphaned. Thought I'd play it safe for his sake.
Well, time catches up to all of us.
Yeah, don't it?
Mr. Fogarty, we stopped by to have a talk about Woody.
Woody? Hey, that Woody boy, he's a corker.
Well, some of the ladies in town figure he ought to, well, he ought to have a more substantial home. That is until you get on your feet and get settled.
Lucas means that you'd maybe feel better if you knew Woody was in a nice home so he could go to school regular and church affairs and kid stuff. You know what I mean.
I must be getting old. Hardly believe my ears.
You've got to figure what's best for Woody, Grandpa. You can see him all you want.
Lucas McCain always trusted you as a friend.
I'd be a poor friend if I didn't speak my true thoughts, Grandpa.
Well, now, Mr. Fuss and Feathers, you just listen to me. That boy ain't living on charity, and there ain't nobody gonna make a grub line coyote out of him. There's a lot to be learned from poverty. Learning what's necessary and what ain't. Now, Woody's learning how deep he is, how strong he is, and how to depend on himself. How necessary it is to work to live, and how he can be proud of the work he does. He don't see me as scraping in the bound to nobody for crumbs or leftovers. And nobody's taking my grandson away from me, and that's for sure.
Don't be too hasty, Mr. Fogarty.
I'm done talking, Marshal. There's a road back home.
I didn't think he'd take it sitting down.
He sure didn't.
Bye, Mr. McKay, Mr. Tarr.
Bye, Woody.
You gonna have enough boards, Grandpa?
Hey, you know the way I figured we're gonna have just about enough boards to build a flume all the way from the spring to the house.
Gee, imagine water running right to our back door.
Yeah, without going into debt either, for any pipe or lumber. Or nails either, if you can straighten these out real good.
Sure I can, Grandpa.
Hey, Fogarty!
Who's that, Grandpa?
Yeah, more nosy neighbors, I reckon. Time was when a man could have some peace and quiet around here. You just keep on working, I'll go and get rid of him.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you! Stop that! What are you doing to my goods? Who are you? You know me, Fogarty. Debo. Debo Lee.
Once a bum, always a bum, huh? Ha. You give up hopping freights and getting in people's way?
They sentenced you for life.
I changed that sentence. Like you changed my plans for the Pacific Express some 5 years back.
You broke out.
And that took some doing. Yeah. That took some dying, too. You know, with all that money, you could have it a little fancier around here. Hey, you ain't spent it.
I never had it to spend.
I sat in a wet stone cell 5 years thinking about that money. And that 5 years, that made me kind of careless about human life. Now you just tell me where it is. That's simple.
I've told sheriffs, soldiers, treasure hunters, railroad bulls, and I'm telling you, I never had that money.
You're the only one could have touched it. Oh, you're gonna lose your old age holding out my money.
Now you listen to me. When you dynamited that train, I was a bum riding the rod. I never knew anything about that money then or since. And I'm telling you like I told everybody else. I figured that money burned up in the wreck.
Then how come you're hiding out here?
Cause everybody kept nagging at me about the money shipment. What'd you do with it? Where is it? I got so sick of suspicion of cut and run. Nobody's bothered us here.
Us?
Yeah. Me and my pig. Got so I couldn't even tie my shoes without somebody watching me.
Oh, what a sad story you tell. Ah, that hand.
That hand needs looking after.
Save it. Now I know you've got my money. I'm gonna wring your scrawny red neck, and I'm gonna tear this shack apart till I find it.
It's in the bank, Debo, all of it.
In what bank?
Norfolk. They don't open till morning.
One little mistake. One mistake, and you're gonna beg for a quick end the way you used to beg for a crust of bread. All right, now tend that hand.
Yeah, it needs looking after.
I tore that killing the god. Yeah. Stupid god. Cut!
It's a good sign if it stings.
That's good whiskey you're wasting. Oh, that's been a long time.
Hey, you need a yard poultice on that hand.
Oh, man. I waited too long to lose you now.
I'm just going to the spring to get a yerba buena for your hand.
Yeah.
Ain't no place I got left to run.
If you ain't back in a minute, I'm coming after you. And I ain't got nothing to lose, you know.
Kid, you can't even straighten nails unless I'm watching you every second. I tell you and I tell you, and you never learn nothing.
I can take them apart, Grandpa. I'll put everything back just like it was.
Oh, it's all wasted. You won't even help me build a flume. You're the most no-good kid I've ever seen.
I'm sorry, Grandpa.
It's too late to be sorry. You and me's come to the parting of the ways. You go on your way and I'll go mine.
But, Grandpa, I ain't got no place to go.
The Marshal and McCain, them do-gooders in town, they want to set you in the lap of luxury. Go on into them.
I won't do it again, Grandpa. I promise. Just don't talk like that. I love you, Grandpa.
Hey, you scat out of here. I'm sick and tired of you weighting me down like a millstone around my neck. Go on into McCain and them others. They'll baby you and spoil you rotten. Go on.
Well, all right. All right, I'll find me a place. A place where there ain't a cranky old man yelling at me day and night.
Go on!
You and your old water flume. I ain't never coming back. You hear? I ain't.
Go on! Get off my property!
I ain't never coming back. You ain't worth it.
These stirrups just aren't long enough for you anymore. Guess I'll have to make you some new ones.
I like them.
Well, it's no good holding on to things you can't use, son.
Say, Pa, you know those old school books that I've already gone through?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't I give them to Woody? Well, they're for his age, and he could keep up by studying them at home.
That's a good idea, son. You know, Woody may be living in a new home in town soon.
Well, he's already got a home. Are they moving again?
No, Mark. You see, Mrs. Dalrymple is looking around for a place for Woody to stay while his grandpa fixes up their place.
Oh, that nosy old Mrs. Dalrymple.
Now, she's only thinking of what's good for Woody. Now, you've seen the conditions. It's not like they can't see each other anymore.
But, Pa, they got it better than you think. They get along real well, laughing and working together, and they figured out plans for fixing up their place.
Mark, you know, the old man can't see too well anymore. Suppose a gun goes off, or a fire breaks out, or an axe slips, and Woody gets hurt.
But, Pa, their thing's just as important. Woody's got his grandpa, and they stick up for each other, the two of them together. Like you and me. And, Pa, you wouldn't let anyone separate us if things weren't going right, would you?
No, Mark, I wouldn't. I guess sometimes we grown-ups can't see the forest for the trees. I'm going to see what I can do to let Woody stay with Grandpa.
Oh, that's great, Pa. And when school starts, I can ride with Woody every day.
Mr. McCain! Oh, Mr. McCain! Oh, Mr. McCain!
Woody, what is it? Where's your grandpa?
Back home.
What's wrong? You sick?
No, ain't sick.
Easy now, son. You tell it the way you want.
He said I was no good to him. I need a pair of stilts. And he told me to get out and find another place.
Well, that doesn't sound like your grandpa. You sure you haven't forgotten something?
No, sir. That's the way it was. But I was thinking, Maybe the heat's affecting him. Or it was that man that come. Grandpa's a real old man, you know. Maybe there's something wrong. Him and me, we don't talk back to each other. I ain't really crying, Mr. McCain. I just don't know what I'm gonna do.
Of course, you're not really crying, because you're here with us and there's really nothing to cry about. Look, it's getting late. I'll bet you're hungry. Mark, can you fix up some scrambled eggs?
Sure can. With strawberry jelly on it.
Now, look, I've got an errand to do. I won't be long. You stay with Mark, huh?
Come on. I'll show you how I can cook.
Ah, you old beggar. You've been a worthless tramp all your life.
I never asked for more than I needed. I never broke a law or hurt a soul in my life. Except maybe Woody.
Woody who?
Woody. The best boy I ever knew.
Take my advice, old man. Don't trust nobody. Don't care about anybody. Don't work for anybody except yourself. It's time we get started for town, huh?
I told you that bank don't open till morning.
Bottle's empty! That bank has got to give you your money when you ask for it.
Suppose Dabo, suppose it ain't in that bank.
Old man, I'm getting sick of you and your foolish ways. Who is that? Old man, if you so much as cough, I'm gonna blow it right back down your throat. There's the pig coming back to say goodnight. Come on, let's go.
All right, hold it. Grandpa, you hurt?
Hurt? No, I'm possible saying anything. I gotta go find Woody.
Don't worry, he's in good hands.
Now look, mister, whoever you are, I'm harmless. I mean, you scared me when you came in without a friendly hail. My old Fogarty there and I, we're old-time partners, so to speak.
Luke? You all right, Luke?
I'm all right, Grandpa. Who is he?
You take me to Woody, and I'll tell you all about it.
Never would have believed you could do it, Mr. Fogarty. It sure is a big improvement.
Yeah, trouble is, when you get water, you gotta find something to water. You know, people, floors, clothes, anything. Can't hardly persuade sunshine in the house anymore.
Want to try, Paul?
No, thanks, son. You go ahead. And take one big step for me.